All right, so today we are going to be doing roster update predictions. Yes, there will be a roster update this Friday, September 13th. I'm going to get my dates right this week. So along with the 7th inning program and the new signature teams moments and stuff like that, we will be getting a roster update that will cover both attributes and transactions. So I want to give you guys my roster update predictions, of course. And this is actually the second to last roster update of the regular season. We'll have this one, then we'll have one more at the end of the season, and then last year they did a roster update at the end of the postseason. So technically, if you include this one, we should have 3 more roster updates if they're going off the same structure they did last year. So if you use roster updates as a primary way to make stubs in the game, there's only a couple left, so you might want to take advantage of the last few while they're there. Anyway, I'm going to get into my predictions, but a couple things to talk about, same as every other roster update prediction video. Number 1, I only like to talk about upgrades. I don't talk about any downgrades in my videos. If you guys want to know if your diamond player might go down to a gold or gold to silver or something like that, you're gonna have to do that research on your own. I only talk about upgrades. Number 2, I only like to talk about players that are going from one tier to the next. So bronze to silver, silver to gold, gold to diamond. There's guys that could get upgraded, like I think Suarez might get an upgrade, but I don't think he's gonna go from an 81 to an 85. So he might be at like an 82 or an 83 after this week. I don't know, but I don't talk about him in my prediction video because I don't think he's going all the way up to a diamond. So keep that in mind as well. And third, these are just predictions. These are not guarantees. So if you guys take my roster update predictions and you choose to invest in a card that I'm talking about and it doesn't end up panning out, I'm sorry. It was just a prediction. It was never a guarantee. So with that out of the way, I think we can go ahead and get into the predictions. The first thing I have to say, we actually need to have a good roster update this week, man. Last week, I'm telling you guys, was the worst roster update I have ever seen in MLB The Show. Not just 19, but overall. Not a single player went gold. How does nobody go gold? Not even, say whatever to diamond. That happens every once in a while. How does nobody go gold? You can't give Castellanos, Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu, one of them gold? It's crazy. It blew my mind. So I would expect some, like, compensation from that this week. Now, normally I do my roster update predictions talking about bronze to silvers first, then silvers to gold, then gold to diamond, but this one is going to be just a little bit different. Pretty much every player that I had in the last roster update predictions video, I think once again should be upgraded in this one, but since none of those came true because nothing happened in the last roster update, those are just going to be the same players in this one. So basically, really quickly, I'm just going to cover the 5 players that I think should have been upgraded in the last roster update, starting it off with 72 Aristides Aquino. I think he could definitely go to a silver. I think he needs to be a silver. He's got 15 home runs already. Like, this dude needs more power, and I think he could definitely get a silver, so I think he goes up. Nicholas Castellanos from the Cubs. I talked about him in the last roster update prediction. He did not go up. He actually, I think, got a little bit of an upgrade against lefties, but stayed at a 78. Come on, man. He needs to be a gold. He just got the Diamond Player of the Month. He's still performing well, too. He should be a gold. Moving over to the White Sox, Tim Anderson is at a 79. All he needs is a +4 against righties to go gold. I'm pretty sure he's like leading the AL in average, so like, why is he still a 79? He should be a gold. He should have been a gold in the last update. His teammate Jose Abreu should be gold as well. Once again, he should have been gold in the last roster update. He's killing it, having a much better season than he has in the past couple seasons, so he's only 1 point off as well. He doesn't need that much to get up to an 80. You give him +15 against both sides, he goes up to an 84, almost at a diamond. So you just give him a little bit, he should have enough to go gold. He should be there. Last but not least, Will Harris. He is at a 78 overall silver. I think he needs a major hits per 9 upgrade. I don't really think anything else would get touched on his card other than that. So hopefully a hits per 9 upgrade gets him up to an 80. He should have been gold in the last update as well. So those are the guys I talked about in the last roster update predictions. Now I'll actually break down some of the guys that I think have a chance this week. Let's talk about Wilson Ramos from the New York Mets. He's a 78 overall silver, and he's had a pretty nice stretch, especially through the second half of the season. So Wilson Ramos, I think, deserves an upgrade. The only thing is I just don't exactly know where the upgrade will go, and I'll get into that here in a second. But taking a look at his season stats, he's hitting .298 with a .360 on-base percentage. He's slugging .434, and OPS at .794, 14 home runs, 17 doubles, 71 RBIs, and 129 total hits on the season. Now, if we take a look at the splits against lefties, which is Wilson Wilson Ramos is like strong stat. He's got 87 contact, 74 power. He's hitting 361 with a 432 on base, a 557 slugging, and a 989 OPS. So realistically, you could give him even a boost to those stats because he's playing over those numbers, even though those are already the strong points on his card. And then if you look at what he's doing against righties, he's got a 280 average with a 338 on base, a 399 slugging, and a 737 OPS. So I think if you were going to upgrade anything on Wilson Ramos, it'd be his numbers against lefties to make them even better, and then maybe his contact against righties. I don't think he's going to get a power boost with a 399 slugging percentage, and I don't think anything's going to happen with his defense. So I think Wilson Ramos needs upgrades to his contact and power versus lefties if he wants to get that gold, but I think he could do it. All right, let's jump over to another team in the National League East and another player. We've got Mike Soroka right here. Now this one is going to be interesting because he needs 3 points to get to a gold, but he's having a gold caliber season, especially if you take the 5 starts he had in 2018. You add that on to what he's doing in 2019. He's pretty freaking solid, dude. Like, everything so far is working for him. He's got a career ERA at 2.78, so like that's gold status right there. But let's take a look at just this season alone. He's got a 2.67 ERA in 158 innings pitched. He's got 126 strikeouts to 36 walks. He's got a whip at 1.109. He has a 7.9 hits per 9. He has a 0.7 home runs per 9, a 2.0 walks per 9, and a 7.1 strikeouts per 9. Now, realistically, the way he's going to get upgraded is probably through hits per 9 as well as maybe walks per 9. I don't think anything's going to happen to his strikeouts because he's at a 57 Ks per 9 and his strikeouts per 9 is actually lower than it was in the past year. So I think right now hits per 9 and walk per 9 are kind of the way he's going to get there. You could possibly give him more of an upgrade to home runs per 9, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't know when they upgrade control and clutch and everything, but these stats on this Silver Live Series card just seem way too low for the numbers that he's putting up. So whether or not he gets the hits per 9, walks per 9, whatever, hopefully it's enough to get him to an 80 overall gold because he really does deserve it. I mean, a 2.67 ERA in late September on a playoff team like the Braves for him being as young as he is, that's pretty incredible stuff. So I think Mike Soroka definitely needs gold. Next up, let's take a look at Ryan Yarbrough from the Tampa Bay Rays. This guy actually just got a Player of the Month card in the last set. I'm pretty sure it was a diamond if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was a diamond. But he's killing it, man. He's having a really, really good year as well. Another young pitcher that's making a difference in a playoff caliber team. The Rays might get that wild card spot. We never know. But anyway, he's got a 3.51 ERA in 128 innings pitched. He has 109 strikeouts to 15 walks. He's got a 0.881 whip. So he's doing a really good job at keeping runners off base. But if we take a look at his per 9s, 6.9 hits per 9, which is lower than it was last year. 0.8 home runs per 9, which is lower than it was last year. 1.1 walk per 9, which is significantly lower than it was last year, almost by 2 walks. And then 7.6 strikeouts per 9, which is pretty much the same as it was last year. So I think he has a very strong chance of getting an upgrade to his hits per 9 as well as his walks per 9. I know his walks per 9 is already good at 79 for a Silver Live Series, but he only needs like a 1 overall upgrade. He's at a 79. He just needs one little jump. And if Ryan Yarbrough gets gold and Mike Soroka doesn't, like, that's crazy to me. So I think he goes up 1 to a 80 overall gold. Hits per 9, maybe a walks per 9 upgrade, possibly a home runs per 9 upgrade, but that's like, you know, you're choosing very minute numbers right there. So we'll see. But hits per 9 and walks per 9 definitely are where Ryan Yarbrough has his strong suits. I think he gets up to a gold. All right, so now we're going to get into the gold to diamond predictions, and I'm going to start it off with guys that I think are, like, you know, right on the fence. They could get it, but I'm not 100% ready to say they will. So I'm going to start with them, and then I'll get into the actual, like, bona fide, yes, I think these guys are going to get diamond. So the first one is going to be Shane Bieber. I don't know if he's going to get a diamond because I'm pretty sure in the last roster update he got upgraded to an 84, and I don't know if they're going to be ready to just go ahead and give him the all-out diamond card yet. They might, they very well could, but I'm just not sure if I'm ready to, like, fully say yes, particularly because Blake Snell won the Cy Young last year, and that dude was staying at a gold throughout the entire year. Now, granted, Blake Snell didn't have the best 2017 before that, but then in 2018 he came and shut down the entire American League. So I don't know, with the roster update history, I'm just not 100% sure that I'm ready to say that Shane Bieber will make diamond this week. But either way, let's take a look at his numbers. He's got a 3.17 ERA in 195 innings pitched. He's got 2 complete game shutouts this year, man. This, for as young as he is, to have this this sort of, you know, stamina and this sort of drive to finish out these games like that, it's crazy. He's almost at 200 innings. It's wild. 241 strikeouts to only 38 walks. He's got a whip just over 1.002. He's allowing less hits per nine this year than he was last year. He's allowing about the same to a little bit more home runs, but he's striking out a little bit, or I'm sorry, he's walking a little bit less and striking out significantly more. So hits per nine needs a major upgrade on Shane Bieber, right? He's allowing at least 3 less hits per nine this year than he was in last year, where he pitched 114 innings. Strikeouts per nine, you could definitely give him a little bit of a boost there. It's already the highest attribute on his card other than stamina as well. Walks per nine and home runs per nine probably won't get touched. So really, hits per nine and strikeouts per nine is where Shane Bieber is going to find his upgrade if he's going to get that +1 to a diamond. So we'll see. Like, he definitely has what it takes. I'm just looking at it from the standpoint that SDS has been a little bit slow to upgrade these young pitchers up to a diamond tier in the past. So I'm going to say Shane Bieber. I'm on the fence. I'm not ready to say completely yes, but I definitely think he should get it, and I think he could possibly get it. Next up, we're actually going to jump to his teammate, Mike Clevinger, 83 overall, only 2 points away from being a diamond, and he's having probably the best season of his career as well. He's actually gotten better throughout each of the last 3 years, and, you know, he's showing why he's kind of a stud right now. He's got a 2.72 ERA in only 99 innings pitched, so that's the kind of the difference there. He hasn't pitched as many innings. Bieber almost has 100 more innings pitched, and, you know, he's, you know, what Bieber's doing. Like, it's just, it's a little bit different when you're comparing these two guys. But either way, if we take a look at what he's actually putting on the table right here, 139 strikeouts and 32 walks and just about 100 innings pitched. He is allowing like 1 hit per nine less this year, allowing less home runs, striking out more, and allowing less walks. So overall, I think he could get an upgrade really in any of the per nines. Do I think he's going to get to a diamond this week? Probably not, just because I think the attention is on Shane Bieber, and I think Shane Bieber deserves it a little bit more just because of the amount of innings he's pitched and, you know, just the workload itself. But Mike Clevinger definitely has some attributes to look at and definitely is a guy to keep your eye on. If it doesn't happen in this roster update, if he continues to perform well down the stretch, especially with the Indians having these intense games to try to make that wild card spot, you know, he's definitely got to keep your eye on. So I'm going to say Mike Clevinger probably doesn't get it this week, but if he keeps pitching the way he does, don't be surprised if he gets it by the end of the season. All right, so now we are getting into my for sure diamond predictions. These are guys that I think have a really, really strong chance of getting it, and kind of like, yes, I'm ready to pull the trigger on them. The first one being Ketel Marte from the Arizona Diamondbacks. I don't know where this season came from this guy. He had in last year he was hitting 260. Year before that, 260. Year before that, 259. Like, where did this 329 average and this 389 on base percentage come from? It just came out of nowhere, but good for him. He's leading the league in hits with 180 hits. Like I said, a 329 average, a 389 on base, a 596 slugging, and a 985 OPS. He's got 32 home runs and 32 doubles with 91 runs batted in. He's also stolen 10 bases, so he's pretty much playing everywhere he needs to play for the Diamondbacks, especially offensively. So he's doing a really strong job there. Now, where does he find this upgrade? Because he is only 1 point away from being a diamond, so he just needs just a little bit of a boost, and he should be able to get there. But if we take a look at where that upgrade might come from, it could probably come from a couple different places. Against lefties, that's his strong suit on the card. He's just killing it. You know, a 980 OPS, a 619 slugging, a 325 average. So lefties, he's pretty much playing exactly how his card looks. He's killing it. But then you take a look at his numbers against righties, which is still good, but just not as good. He's got a 331 average. He has a higher average against righties than he does lefties. He's got a 400 on base, a 587 slugging, which really isn't that far off from 689, and he's got a higher OPS against right-handed pitching than he does against left-handed pitching. So honestly, the 65 power versus righty, that could be what goes up. If you give him like 69, 70 power against righty, you boost it up 5-6 points, maybe that's enough for an 85 overall diamond, but I definitely think he needs a little bit of a power upgrade against righties. For him slugging almost 600 and having OPS almost 1,000 against right-handed pitching, 65 power doesn't really do that justice, especially when you're giving him 90 against lefties, which he's not even hitting as well against. Not that he's hitting bad against lefties, but, you know, against righties, he's hitting better. So I think Ketel Marte gets a power upgrade against righties, and that's where I think he'll find his diamond upgrade. Next up, we have a reliever. I think we might get a brand new diamond reliever this week, and I think it's going to be Felipe Vasquez from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, it'd be kind of weird if Vasquez got a diamond because he'd probably just get up to an 85, and there's already an 85 Felipe Vasquez, but either way, you can't knock the season that he's having. You got to give the upgrade where it's deserved, and I think Felipe Vasquez definitely deserves an upgrade. So let's take a look at what he's putting up right now. A 1.71 ERA in 58 innings pitched. He struck out 87 batters, only allowed 12 walks. He's got a whip almost at .09, or I'm sorry, almost at .9 flat. So he's doing a really good job at keeping guys off base. He's allowing significantly less hits per nine this year. He has allowed a few more home runs. He's walking a lot less batters, and he's striking out almost or over 2 batters more per nine. So the 98 Ks per nine, that's pretty much going to stay where it is. They could possibly give an upgrade. I don't know if they want to, but they possibly could. Hits per nine definitely needs an upgrade. He's only allowing 6.5 hits per nine when last year he was allowing upwards of 8. So he definitely needs a hits per nine upgrade. He could also get a very strong walks per nine upgrade. So there's multiple per nines where Felipe Vasquez is going to find that diamond upgrade. It's just a matter of which one SDS wants to give it to. I'd be fine if they gave it to walks per nine to kind of balance out the card a little bit more, or I could be fine with them giving him hits per nine upgrade just to kind of give him, you know, just the ultra major per nine stats. Now, something to keep in mind, he's going to need more than just a +1 on hits and Ks per nine if he wants to get there, because right now he has that and he's still in 84. So it's going to be probably +3, +4, something like that if he wants to get it. But I do think Felipe Vasquez should get diamond this week. All right, and the final guy we're going to talk about in the video is going to be JT REALMUTO from the Philadelphia Phillies. I was talking to Fuzzy and Shelfie earlier, and Fuzzy's saying, you know, JT REALMUTO may actually be the best player on the Phillies this season over Bryce Harper, which is pretty crazy considering what Harper's contract is and all the hype and everything. JT REALMUTO is performing extremely well, probably having the best entire season of his career. Let's take a look at the numbers. 282 average, 333 on base, 504 slugging, and an 837 OPS. All of those, other than the on base, are career highs at the moment, right? So he's got that. He's got 24 home runs, 34 doubles, and 80 runs batted in. He's also stolen 8 bags, so 73 speed. That really helps on the card. Now we'll talk about more of the hitting and why he should get an upgrade there, but one thing I want to talk about is possibly the fielding. He's got 75 fielding, and he's throwing out a ton of runners. He's doing extremely well behind the dish this year, so possibly the 75 fielding goes up because he's got a 1.6 defensive WAR this season, so I can see possibly that fielding going up maybe to a 78, 79. Doesn't have to be crazy, but, you know, possibly a little bit of a boost there if you don't want to give him a ton to his hitting. But taking a look at his hitting, obviously against lefties, he's still going to be performing better. 291 average, 560 slugging, 895 OPS. So even with those numbers, that's definitely upgrade worthy. 78 contact versus lefties, and he's got a 291 average. We got to bump that up a little bit if so. And then against righties, he's got a 278 average with an 816 OPS, a 484 slugging. So I can see the power probably staying where it is, even though it most likely should be driven up a little bit. But really, contact against righties and then both stats against lefties should go up. So overall, JT REALMUTO, he needs an upgrade in at least 3 of the 4 contact and power spots, and he could possibly get a little bit of a fielding upgrade. Now, he's going to have a little bit of a tougher road because he's got to get all the way up to an 85 and he's down to an 83, so it's possible he only gets a +1. I mean, if you look at his card today, +11 against lefties only brings him up to an 84, so he's going to probably need something against righties if they're going to give it to him. But JT REALMUTO is having a hell of a season, and I think he could probably get up to a diamond this week. Yo, really quick, I'm actually adding this in as I was editing because I realized I forgot to talk about DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu, I 100% think should be a diamond. I think he should have been a diamond by this point. I'm not going to go into his numbers because we've talked about him in the past like 5 updates, but I don't know if he's going to get it this week because he has been performing a little bit lower in September. So if they weren't giving him the diamond upgrade when he was going crazy in August and July and everything, I don't know if they're going to give it to him in September when his numbers are significantly lower. So I totally forgot to talk about him. I don't know why. It was on my list and I just skipped right over it. So yeah, DJ LeMahieu should be, but I don't know if he's going to get it this week. So those are my roster update predictions for the Friday, September 13th roster update. I know you guys are probably going to disagree with something, or you're going to talk about somebody that I didn't mention in the video. Feel free to let me know down in the comments. People can look down there and get an idea of who else they should upgrade or who else they should invest in. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but drop a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll have videos covering all the new stuff for MLB The Show throughout the week, so make sure to subscribe. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next one, man. Have a good day. Peace.